guys, Tineda here. Today I want to talk about analog sound. That's a pretty interesting topic. Several people asked me how I make my things sound more analog, more like, I don't know, you've heard a lot of words like warm, juicy, I don't know, thick, or whatever. Basically, oh, yeah, by the way, if you've heard EXO or Mothership albums, these ones, uh, you most likely know the kind of sound I'm talking about. And today I want to take a look at one really good way how to do it. So yeah, I'll try to make it all in FL native plugins just for the sake of simplicity, but it's not limited to just those in the example, so check it out. Here we have Citrus, whatever, it's Sine Wave. To make a default sine wave, you just click on the presets here, and at the very top there will be like default, the very first one. That makes the sine wave. Fine, good. So, first of all, I'm usually aiming at having not just sine wave, but having at least some harmonics in the low end, or maybe not really only the low end, but generally speaking. I like when it's thick and heavy in the low end, but that alone doesn't make sound analog. So okay, if I were to start things from scratch in here, I would first of all do some modulation. And yeah, let's click on the operator 1. Let's decrease the, what's it called, octave. I mean, here it's weird, like 1x, 2x, but yeah, generally speaking, it increases or decreases the, like, 2x, it's C4, I think. 1x would be C3, and then 0.5 would be C2. Yeah, it's quite low now. Good. If we don't have, okay, yeah, you can see this is the only peak, the only harmonic that we have. This is the sine wave. If we add a little bit of modulation here, you can see the difference, right? You can't quite hear it just yet, but or maybe you can hear. I'm not sure if how much the YouTube botches the sound. If we push it to the max, it will be more like a saw wave. But then we kind of like lose a little bit of low-end tension compared to the whole spectrum. The harmonics are still there, but they aren't as prominent because the high-end just takes away everything in comparison. Yeah, I'll just leave this one like that. I will have the fully modulated second one. And we will move this to out. Okay, just a little bit, and we have to lower the octave as well. Just 0.5, so it's in the same octave. Sounds good. So yeah, first of all, we have lower harmonics here. These won't be like too much affected. Oh, that's not good. Kids are crying. Yeah, so we have lower harmonics. This would be the operator 1, a little bit of modulation, and then the whole way through modulation of the second operator, and that basically will add, again, low end plus the more high-end harmonics. Now, I turn out off here because I want to use both on the filter. Why? Because we can modulate the filter later on. And let me just quickly find C4. This one. Let's put it on repeat. As we pass both of the operators through the filter and filter goes to the out, we can now change the filter cutoff. Just That's kind of sounds warm-ish, but that's not the full thing. If we, let's say, I'll just clone, and this will be our default preset here. Just to compare, if we were to use basic saw wave, that's too high. Let's compare it equally. The same octave. Thin, harsh, but not very analog. Oh, that's... let me open up the filter. You hear the difference. This has more subby feel to it. So yeah, this is one part. I always try to go for the sounds that have a decent amount of low-end harmonics. Yeah, why? Because there's a second part. We will assign it to free mixer track, and we will use the... I don't know how many people know about this, but FL has got a really good distortion. It's called Destructor, and it's got a bunch of... yeah, let's go with empty. A bunch of distortion types. There's filter, chorus, speaker, that's whatever. We are focusing on distortion here. And boom, we have blood overdrive, fuzz disc, soft clipper, harmor, a lot of types of distortion. Wave folder, aperture, abrasive, crusher. I'm focusing on blood overdrive here. Because even if you just pick it and nothing gets changed, here's the difference. Okay, it got louder. Let's drop the, I don't know, the limiter afterwards, just so that we have the like decent comparison. With that, okay, there's still several dB of loudness. Let me push it like higher so that we don't have this difference. Has very tiny kind of change in the tone. And if we go and add some, is it, no, it's post filter, preamp, yeah, that's the thing. You see the change in the harmonics up here, right? Let's make it just so that we have a decent amount of low end, but not too much high end. Do you hear the difference? It got, like people say, warmer, fuzzier. I mean, it might not be that obvious just because we have this thing going on right now and that's not a full track, but let's try to, I don't know. Quick stupid pattern, nothing more. Okay, and without it. I mean, I think it's way cooler with it. Why? There's another thing. Like people talk a lot about non-linearities. When you have one single sound source as a, like, you will hear more, what's it called? Harmonics. Yeah, but if we just add another layer to it, let it be a bit higher, like 1 octave. Maybe even this one as well. Boom. Kind of like this. Let's see without it. With it. Sounds way more analog if you ask me. I'm not an expert in analog sounds, but just like any kind of saturation could do a decent job about it. Yeah, don't be limited by FL native stuff, and don't be limited by, just the Citrus. Let's, for instance, check out, I love the free one, which is called GSet Plus. It's done by TB Pro Audio, if I recall correctly. And yeah, we could basically, I don't know. And by the way, don't crank the saturation up too much. It goes into distortion quite fast, but the key is to have several layers of saturation. Like we have one right now. I will add some odd harmonics. I will do with oversampling as well. And maybe that's actually a little too much. Yeah, let's go about 30. I'll duplicate this guy. Boom. I'll duplicate it once more. And let's see how much the sound have changed. And without it. You can see the smile on my face grow because like the sound changes the tone. It's not distorted. It's not like super destroyed or whatever, but it feels way more, yeah, analog in a way. You add some, I don't know, what's it called? Reverb on top of that. Where do we have it? Like this, and we have some. Let's get rid of this guy so that we properly hear the low end. And let's just all together have a one long C note. You will hear pretty much. Oh, no, not just the note. Let's have some chorus to it, I guess. Let's make it really long. Yeah, and that's the kind of sound I'm usually going for with, even with ambient. Woo! Nice. Yeah, GSet Plus is just one of the options. Like, for instance, what I've been using else besides these guys. Let me quickly, or not quickly, delete this here. Actually, we could go even lower, I think. That's gonna be nice. God damn, this is awesome. Okay, so we have rare, but yeah. Look. Can you hear the difference? And mind you, this is like another free option. It's the Baltec emulation from Analog Obsessions. Uh, like, look, we can have several of these. And the more you drop, like, we don't even change. It's just the default preset. It's just that the internal circuitry makes the sound saturate a little bit. And we have several of these, and we got this compared to that. I mean, okay, enough, because I think kids are starting to, yeah, to. Well, they didn't start. They are just being kids. Yeah, and I gotta get back to them. Yeah, hope it helps. See ya. Bye.